Alright guys, let's do this. It's November 9th. I just got set up in the stand. Probably one of the worst entrances into the woods. The neighbors gotta love me today. There's 3 sounds that a deer hunter hates. Squirrels, buckles clanging on tree stands, and the loud, crunchy leaves walking into the woods. And these leaves were crunchy. I had to blow every deer on my way into here. But it's November 9th. Never know what could happen. I'm gonna sit in hopefully most of the day today. I might bounce around to a few different spots. But like I said, not being on this property a whole lot at the reduction zone, I came into a spot where I thought there was gonna be a nice pinch from what it looked like on the map. And once I got into the spot, it wasn't set up like I thought it would be. So I kind of had to backtrack and pick a different spot that I saw on my way in. So stay with me. We'll see if we can get lucky today. Guys, we just posted a short about this. But one thing that's kind of cool is I haven't ran any cameras this year. And there's something cool about sitting in a spot and pretty much having no idea what you might see. I have 0 history with any deer here. I don't know about any bucks here outside of that decent 8 I saw the other day. And just kind of out here hunting. Just picking spots based on wind, topography, things like that. And I think it's helped me learn a lot, learn more about deer movement. Running cameras is awesome, don't get me wrong. Most guys do it. But this is the first year I probably haven't done it. And so far, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, guys, it's about 8:30. I've seen 3 deer so far, all does. I'm pretty far back in here into this timber, so if anything was out on the field, it might take them a while to feed in here this morning where I'm at. But it's November 9th, a little slower than expected. I haven't heard any chasing or anything in the distance, so kind of interesting. But you just got to keep the faith. It takes 2 seconds for a hunt to turn around, so worst case scenario, get to sit up in a tree, enjoy being outdoors, spending some time with God, just enjoy hunting. think I need to hop down. My wind is switched. It keeps blowing into this bottom. But I thought maybe the deer would work up and come up onto these ridges to go back into bedding. And it's a good spot because I could just kind of see quite a bit. I thought if I saw any chasing or whatever, it'd be kind of a good spot to catch something coming through. But the wind's no good. That's one nice thing about saddle hunting. Really easy to get up and down. When I hunted in tree stands, I would just convince myself to not move because I didn't want to mess with it all the time, but this is super easy to get up and out of trees. So I think I'm gonna make a move. I think I'm gonna make a move back further east and maybe go where I saw that buck the other day in that area. Alright guys, I picked a tree to get up in. There's pretty much a little valley that comes here, ridge that comes across, and there's a nice trail that comes up right here, and it kind of cuts across to this other side. Got a ridge top up here, and down back in here is where I saw that buck the other day. So, kind of thinking some bucks might come cruise these edges. It sets up as a good overall spot. Guys, I just got set up in the second spot. It's kind of crazy getting set up. I took one step up into my stick. Then I saw that doe start coming in. She walked right up, probably about 10 yards. And then behind her, another doe came in. I didn't catch any footage of that. And then I saw a buck with a decent rack. I couldn't quite see him. I just saw he had a pretty good rack, chasing her through this thick stuff behind me. And then a spike came in behind me. I had the GoPro on my backpack and I had turned it on. And a spike came in behind me and came in and chased that doe off that was right here. So I think this is a good spot. There's a lot of things that come together right here. So I think this will be a good afternoon sit. The wind's still coming out of the northwest, it looks like right now, but it's been switching back and forth. Temps are staying pretty even today. It's not supposed to get real warm. Kind of taper off later in the afternoon. Pressure's on the rise today. Man, it just feels good. Hopefully we see some more action. Well, it's about 12 o'clock right now. Have not seen anything since I've got set up here, other than while I was setting up those deer. It's been a little windier today than I thought it would be, or than what was expected. And sadly, I brought 3 beef sticks to last me the day. This is my third one, and it's only 12 o'clock. So it could be a long afternoon. It's just after 1 o'clock, and I just shot a buck. Crazy what happened. I was sitting really low in my saddle, and this deer, I look up and there's a buck. Decent rack comes right in under the tree. and I just get caught up. I'm all over the place. I was flustered, not gonna lie. I was trying to turn on the camera on the phone, and he looked up at me, and he walked probably like 4 or 5 yards past me, so I quick drawed, and I didn't. I should have taken my time, but I rushed it, and the shot was really far back. So he got out there. I don't know if I caught an artery, and he got out to about probably 40 yards or so. He started wobbling. He was just teetering back and forth. So I just grabbed another arrow quick. And he, luckily, praise the Lord, he was standing in another gap. Like literally the one gap I have that's out there. And I put another arrow in. And I can't tell what happened, if he's down or not. Hopefully he is. I'm on the ground now. There's a little 8-point that was, not little 8-point, decent 8-point. I was walking right up to where my buck went. I'm hoping he's laying up in there. And that buck's looking at him. I don't know. Alright, so I saw this buck come through and he turned around and he's just standing there and he was smelling and sniffing at something. So I kind of looked through there a little bit and I could see the buck I shot laying down. He's somewhere. It's harder to find him with the camera, but I think he's right back in there somewhere. Reduction zone, buck down. Alright guys. Kind of a slow day, but I was like, gotta sit in till early afternoon. November 9th, just never know what could happen. 1 o'clock, buck strolls into like 4 or 5 yards. Can't believe it. Walking out to meet the landowner now. So he's got a tractor. He just loaded up in the bucket for me. Man. Couldn't have lucked out more on this hunt, seriously. Alright guys, just got the second buck. Tons of blood. He's right there. Shoved it up through the back. Both arrows. Hi guys, it's November 9th. Tagged out on the reduction zone buck today. Fun hunt, cool hunt. It was actually a lot slower this morning than I thought it would be. And went in blind again. I was trying to get deeper into the timber and ended up in a spot that I didn't really like. The wind kept switching, and so I went back to where I saw that 8-pointer the other day and just set up kind of where a bunch of ridges come together again. And as I was setting up, I saw 2 does, 1 doe getting chased by a buck, and had another spike come in chasing the doe. You guys will see that on the video. And didn't see anything for a couple hours, and did a few rattle sequences, stuff like that, and nothing came through. But I'm like, it's November 9th, just got to sit in, wait till the afternoon at least. And around 1 o'clock he came cruising in, and he was looking. He came trotting into about 5 yards, and I was not set up right. I wasn't expecting anything to come in at the time,
and he came in really quick, and I didn't get a great look at him before I shot him. I just saw he was a decent deer, and that was my goal this year, not to really wait for anything big, but just to get some stuff on the ground, because I've just shot myself in the foot a lot in the past, just looking for bigger deer and never shooting anything. So that was the goal this year. And he was quartering away really hard when I shot him. And when I went to shoot him, I meant to shoot him back and tuck it in behind his back ribs, but I don't know what I did. I rushed the shot and I hit him really far back, but I must have caught the artery. The arrow, after I recovered him, the arrow made it all the way up through into the vitals. But after that first shot, he went out about 30 yards and he was tipping. And I got a second shot on him, and he was quartering very hard. He was almost straight away. But I put up another arrow up into the vitals, and he went maybe another 10 yards and lay down and died. So a fun hunt. Thankful to the landowners for letting me go out and hunt their property. He brought out a tractor and we loaded him right up. It was awesome. So had a great time. Now it's Braden's turn. He's going out this weekend and hopefully get his hands on a big buck that we're seeing out at the permission farm out there. So there's a couple nice ones he'll be after. So hope you guys enjoy. Hey, if you can, like, subscribe, and try to help us out. Just trying to grow the channel. We'd appreciate it. All right. See you guys.